I got a request to do my take on EDC pens, but I figured I might as well go over the whole gamut and go from there. So what I'm going to do is compare field notes to a whole bunch of different notebooks and give you my 2 cents on each of them. Okay, so let's start with the first batch here. So if you go on Amazon, you're going to see something called Field Book. And it's crazy because this actually isn't that much different from Field Notes, actually, but there is a price difference. So Field Notes is about, you get 15, for a pack of 3, it's $15. So $5 per notebook, okay? $5 per notebook. So you only get 3 of these, but let's look at the dimensions, okay? This is Field Book. So for Field Book, you get $11 for a pack of 5, okay? So it's much cheaper, but let's take a look at the dimensions. Dimensions are the same, okay? They are also the same amount of paper, give or take, but the quality of the paper is pretty comparable too. So let me just go ahead and write really quickly. So this is Field Book, right? As you can see, and this is Field Notes. Do you really feel like there's a huge difference in quality between both of these? No. The only real key difference is 2 things. Marketing. They're very good at marketing, but also the font. So what this company should do is figure out what font this is and just basically replace this with this font, and they will fucking make a lot more money. But my personal 2 cents, honestly, between both of these, well, I have to be honest, this font is pretty ugly, but this font looks pretty. So, it's up to you, but money-wise, I actually think you're better off getting these. And in terms of actual construction, like if you actually look at how it's built, you see here, this is Field Notes, and they use staples. It's not like, whoa, my God, like, wow, that's great. But if you look at Field Book, same deal. I mean, they use pretty much staples as well. So really, the only key difference between both of these is good marketing, is what I want to say. This right here, Moleskine Cahier, and that is $2.67 per notebook. And let's compare that to Field Notes. So they're kind of doing the same things, but this is actually cheaper than Field Notes. So this is another option. Here's another option. This is a Muji Passport Memo. This is actually quite a bit smaller than Field Notes, actually. And it's a little bit less paper, but I would argue much more pocketable. And Muji Passport is $1.90 each. Paper's good. This is actually a good deal, in my opinion. Next one is Diamond Memo. Very hard to find. This is made by the company Midori. So this is actually $2.29 each, if you can find it. It is not found in Amazon. You need to go and get it through Japanese retailers. But this is obviously more closer in line to Right in the Rain. But this is an option as well. Another option, I talked about this a couple days ago. This is Zicoto. Cheapy deal. You get a ton of them. This comes out to $1.25 each. So it's a very good, cheapy, Right in the Rain alternative. Another option is Rhodia. This is actually one of my favorite notebooks of all time. Very expensive. This is $15 for a pack of 2. So you're talking about $7.50. Although you are getting quite a bit more paper by comparison. And in my opinion, the paper quality is far better on Rhodia. Okay, all right, now let's talk about my favorite pens, because someone did ask that, and this is called the Pilot Hi-tec C4, but it's also known as Pilot Hi-tec C. They are the same pens, it's just that one is manufactured in Japan, and the other is manufactured in the US. Now, these nubbins get easily bent, so that's why I buy a lot of these, but I really like the way this particular pen writes, and I like 0.4, but as you can see, this is kind of how it writes. So this is the Pilot Hi-tec G4. The next pen I want to talk about, Zebra Sarasa Clip, and I personally go with the 0.4 or 0.5. Really well, I love the way it writes. It's very smooth, really great pen, very cheap. All right, so the one pen I want to talk about here is called the Tombow Mono Drawing Pen Size 1. And if you look here, it says water-based pigment ink marker, as in it's a marker. And what I like about this is that this is actually like, the way I can explain it, it's like a marker in a pen-sized form factor. So it's like, it's a marker, not a pen. I don't know, I know that sounds really confusing, but it's like, it writes like a marker, not a pen. And it's like in a pen-shaped sort of size. And I got a stack of these because the nubbin does break off very easily, and you don't know how much you have, and it does tend to dry off, but I really, really love this pen. It's mostly like a drawing pen sort of thing. So I love this one. The second pen I want to also talk about, this is the Uniball One P. I probably use this pen the most. It is a fat little pen. I love it, but it's really, really comfortable. I love the way this pen writes. I have the .38 size. Really love the way this writes. The next thing I want to talk about is a marker. So this is the Milwaukee Inkzall. I've actually replaced all of my Sharpies, and I now only exclusively use these. And you notice that I use these in some of my presentations. I really love this marker. So yeah, hopefully that answers the question. Okay, bye.